Here now.
Too late now.
We are live.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
June the 15th at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning in Alabama. How about that?
And I was looking over, I think it's already 80 something degrees already this morning.
Well, it's a little warm, but that's okay. Just another day. Just another day.
Just another day. Hope you guys are having a lovely, lovely Saturday morning.
Yes.
And hope you have a lovely Saturday day.
That's right. Got our coffee in tow this morning.
Good, isn't it?
It is good. One of those good days.
One of those good days. So what's going on? What's been going on?
With us?
Yeah. Ours Head Family Farm on here.
What? Good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
I don't know if it's the whole family or just one or two, but
it might be Eleanor.
It might be.
She might be running this show.
You know, she's got two technologically advanced parents.
That's
so
right.
It wouldn't be an oddity for her to know how to do it.
That's right. Eleanor may be running the show this morning.
That's right.
Ooh, well, good morning, good morning, good morning. We have been busy as bees around here. Non-stop. Got your lawnmower fixed?
Got my lawnmower back yesterday. Do you know that I unloaded it and I didn't use the ramps?
What, did you just go real fast and boom, come off of it?
Maybe. It's my secret. It got off, and that's all that matters.
Oh.
No, I told y'all I hate taking the lawnmower on that big trailer because the ramps are so heavy.
They are heavy.
And I had decided I wasn't going to get the ramps out to get it off.
Yeah.
And I backed up to the hillside.
And you came on off.
And I came on off.
Do you know what the weight of the ramps don't bother me that much? But you know what I despise?
The pins?
The sound it makes when you pull those ramps out. It literally just drives me crazy.
Well, if y'all saw the video when we collected all the scrap fencing, barbed wire, had a few things that we added to it. Yeah. I took that to the scrap metal place first.
Yes.
And the place that I was going to, I had to get directions because I couldn't remember how to get there. So I'm sitting in the driveway before I pull out of the driveway to see, get my directions going. Well, it said they were closed.
Really?
Closed for lunch. They did not open back up until 1.
Oh, goodness.
So I thought, what am I going to do? It's 12:15. It was only going to take me 16 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
So that meant I was going to sit there for 30 minutes. Mary Carl was with me. So I said, you know what? There is another scrap metal place in Maplesville, which is where my lawnmower was. And so I called them because in the past, y'all, we have taken scrap metal to this one particular place and they would not take our leftover fence.
Yeah, they wouldn't take fencing.
I don't know why, but they wouldn't take fence. I mean, it's metal, so what difference does it make? That was my thinking. But I ended up bringing the fence back home with me once before. So I called that place in Maplesville and I asked them, I said, I just want to make sure that y'all were open. They said, yes, ma'am. So I hung up and I started thinking, I was like, I'm on the way there and they may not take this fence. I called them back and I said, do y'all take old scrap fence? Yes, ma'am. I said, oh, thank goodness, because I was already on my way there.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and went there because that's where my lawnmower was. And it makes me nervous to go to a new scrap metal place. It's not somewhere I frequent very often.
Right.
But y'all, these places just amaze me. I mean, it's little alleyways that weave in and out hoodles of, well, it's not trash. I mean, I guess it is trash. It's metal that's going to be recycled. And I never know which direction to go. And I can back a trailer up, but it makes me nervous thinking I'm going to get in a position where I can't get out of it. You know, that somebody's watching me and I got to maneuver that trailer down a little winding road. And so, lo and behold, I did it right. I went directly on the scales and I put the truck in park. And I was like looking around because there was no building, there was no nothing, but I saw this megaphone. And I told you before that they say, go on
Yeah,
the speaker. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
when you know. So I'm sitting there and I roll the windows down and nothing ever happened. And I was like, uh-oh, I wonder if I'm in the right place. Well, I see this gentleman walking
Uh-huh.
and he comes over there and I get out of the truck and I said, am I in the right spot? He said, yes, ma'am, just stay right there. I said, oh my gracious. Mind you, it was 99 degrees at the time. So he had to walk all the way across that yard to come over to where I was. Well, he does something and asks me my name and tells me where to go. So I did. And then he tells me to back up to where his machine was because he was going to get it off on the machine. I did that. And I said, well, what do I do now? And he said, go back around to the scale. So I did. And y'all, that poor man had to come all the way back across the yard, which was a good long ways. I mean, he could have rode
Need a
with
golf
me.
cart.
He didn't have anything. Pit and Pat's all he had.
Wow.
So he walked all the way back over there and he writes down the weight again with the empty trailer. And I was like, okay, what do I do now? Because they don't voluntarily tell you.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me nervous is I'm like, ooh, they give you directions. Go to that little house over there and there's a window. So there's roads going this way, and that's the part that makes me nervous is I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So I did the right thing. I went to the little window and I gave the woman the ticket. Have you ever been here before? I said, no. So they have to make a copy of your driver's license.
Yeah.
And they're filming the whole thing because there's so many people that do bad things with scrap metal.
Right.
I mean, from stealing air conditioning parts to, I mean, who knows what. So I gave her my ticket, gave her my driver's license, and would y'all believe I got $56 back? $56. I got in the car and I'm always just mesmerized by the dollar amount that you get.
It is crazy, and it fluctuates so bad too.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean,
don't ever know.
I had no idea how many pounds I had. All I needed to do was to get rid of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was on our property. It was an eyesore. It could have potentially damaged the animals.
Well, plus the garbage people, they don't want the metal.
No, they don't want the metal.
So
it's good to be able to recycle it.
Yep.
I got in the truck and I said, Mary Carl, how much do you think I got? She said, $42. I said, 56. And she was like, wow.
$56.
$56. So, you know, that's such a blessing to be able to take something and get a little something in return for the work that we did to load it up. And Jason, poor thing, he strapped it all down before I left. And
I was soaking wet.
It doesn't matter what time of day it is right now. It's hot and you're going to get soaking wet.
True.
He came in the house from tying it down for me and he literally had to take his clothes off. He was soaking wet.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was rough.
It was rough yesterday. Today's going to be rougher.
Rougher. Yep. We said it.
Today's going to be I got some water. You want some water?
So I was able to hop right over from the scrap metal place to get my lawnmower loaded up, and they did it for me. I didn't have to get those big ramps out. But when I took it, I noticed the guys were conversating with themselves. They were trying to figure out if they could use their lightweight ramps.
Oh, really?
To get the lawnmower out. And the guy was like, no, because it doesn't have that hook over thing, and I'd be scared that it'd fall off. So they don't want to do it either, but they did it. They did it. And I got my lawnmower back home. So no scrap metal on the trailer. The trailer is parked in its position.
And got the lawnmower.
Got the lawnmower. Got the lawnmower. Yes.
And it was a bad belt.
It was a bad belt. They did need to replace the blades, which is, it happens when you're cutting as much as we do.
Yeah, it does.
But I think that belt had just gotten stretched out.
I think so. I guess that's it. I was I don't know. I could have replaced the belt. That wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But
you didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was.
Well, when I took it, the guy, I told him, I said, we got the belt back on 3 different times, but every time it jumped off. And he said, yep. He said, those belts tend to have a memory.
That's right.
I mean, and they know how to jump back off once they get off. So, yeah, I hope it doesn't happen again. Got a new belt. I cut some. Everything seems okay. And ain't nothing like a broke down lawnmower in the middle of grass growing season.
Man.
had somebody make a mention of we needed to cut grass
Yeah.
in my video where I showed well, Miss Lewis, she's sitting on eggs, and I guess that's what they were talking about.
I guess.
But our lawnmower was down, and we did the best we could. So
Got it
back
done.
in business.
Yep. Back in business. Gosh, I was fixing to say something. Something slipped my daggone mind.
Something about the belt, probably.
No, Victorian crown pigeon, no baby yet. No baby yet. Unless there's one out there this morning.
Well, I've been looking on the camera this morning.
Okay.
I went out and took care of my goats, took care of Peaches, took care of what had to be done first thing, and looked at them on the camera. And I mean, not like I'd see a baby sitting there staring at me.
Right.
But I would think that I would notice something different.
So no baby there yet. I saw that mentioned early this morning. And then somebody asked early this morning is what rose do I have growing on the pillar and the swag? And that's a pillar. It's an American pillar rose that's growing on the swag.
Hmm.
So that's what that is. And I need to, man, I'm so behind on the roses. I got to start training those things. They're shoots this long that are just laying over there that I hadn't had time to get wound up yet because
Time gets away from
we've
you.
been working on the pasture.
Yep, that's right.
All of our energy's been on the pasture and basically the vegetable garden.
That's right.
And I picked my first tomato yesterday in the vegetable garden.
And
I was shocked that they were ready, honestly.
Well, I hope that means I'm going to get to try one soon.
I think we'll have 2 more ready today. Just the little cherries, not the big ones yet. They're not ready yet. Just the little cherry ones.
Okay.
The sun sugars.
I gotcha.
They were absolutely delicious. Y'all, those little sun sugars, that's the ones I grew this year. Usually I grow the sun golds. I bet if you did a blind taste test, you probably couldn't tell much difference about them.
Really?
I really don't think so. I really don't. The only thing I think is that the sun sugars may be a little less prone to split than the sun golds. I think that's the main difference between the two. But y'all, those little cherry tomatoes, those little sweet cherry tomatoes, there's so many different varieties, but they are absolutely they're
easy.
Well, it's like eating fruit, and I know tomatoes technically a fruit, but you wouldn't put a tomato in your fruit salad or your fruit smoothie. But
that's right.
It's they are so daggum sweet.
Huh?
They're so sweet. They're so good. I tell you, and I know I've told this story before, but the sun gold tomato changed everything for me because all I was growing were either your early girls, which are your little red tomatoes, or just your normal slicing tomatoes. And I was, I like tomatoes, but when I grew that sun gold for the first time, it changed everything for me with tomatoes.
What, you realized there was another flavor profile?
Yeah. I mean, they're just incredible. They're that good. They're that good. So if you've never grown a sun gold or a sun sugar, they're like orange color cherry tomatoes. They're delicious. They're absolutely
But that's not something
delicious.
You're going to go to your big box store and buy a plant, is it?
I don't know now. That stuff's gotten so popular. Hoss has them, so that's where
they have starts.
They do have starts, but I don't know what all variety of starts they have. But that's where the seeds came from. I don't think you're going to go to your feed store and buy a plant already. We haven't seen them. It may be different in different areas.
Yeah.
What makes them split is usually too much water. Too much water, and they just get filled up with water. Well,
I tell you one thing, we ain't had too much water here.
No.
Not coming from the sky anyway.
No. And it's crazy because the state of Alabama as a whole has gotten tons of rain.
Somebody said that Home Depot and Lowe's have cherry tomatoes. Yeah, but that's different, right?
Well, that cherry tomato is the variety. There's a million types of cherry
tomatoes.
Right,
but we're talking...
And they may call them cherry tomatoes. But the sun golds and the sun sugars are the ones that I know of that have got that high sugar content. Really, so
they're a little bit different than just your regular cherry tomato.
Yeah, for the ones I have tried. Now there may be some out there, but
to me, the little the ones that are just little cherry tomatoes, they have a pure tomato flavor.
Yeah,
It-
you can get something like that.
It doesn't alter the ones that I come to
Right,
mind.
right.
They don't. The flavor isn't altered like the Sun Gold or
Yeah.
the one you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
which is just a little bit different.
It and nowadays though, y'all, I bet they come up with 100 different varieties of tomatoes every year. It seems like they have gotten down. Walmart sells Sun Gold. Somebody said so. There
Well,
you
our
go.
Walmart is all Bonnie plants, which is
And Bonnie may be selling Sun Golds
maybe.
now. I don't know. I don't know.
um,
We always start ours from seed, so
we don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know.
there's just so right there. Somebody said there's over 100 cultivated varieties of cherry tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. They come out with them all the time.
Well, it's a good thing because everybody needs to change sometime, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It seemed like years and years and years, all you had was the
Mhm.
same thing over and over, but they
It
must have
is.
figured it out.
They must have figured it out. It's crazy. It is really, really crazy what they come out with now.
So, y'all, I went and I have to go and take care of my babies first thing every morning. They are expecting their bottle.
Yeah.
And they are still getting a morning bottle. And so I did that before the live. I went, took care of my babies, gave them their food, gave Peaches her food, opened the goats up, and said, I need to change the ice packs out in the egg cooler, even though I haven't gathered eggs yet. So I went and I walked out to the cooler. There were 24 eggs in there. And I swapped out the the ice pack thing, got back to the barn, turned around and looked, and somebody bought both of the 24 eggs.
There you
that
go.
quick, just like that. So I got fresh ice packs out there, but no eggs. And I'm not complaining. It's just the way it goes. Everybody loves their farm fresh eggs. So maybe I'll get 2 full dozen this morning. You never know. Sometimes I'm a couple of eggs short of 2 dozen, but some other day you gathered for me and it was 29 eggs.
Yeah, almost got 3.
So if that's the case, we'll have 2 dozen back in there this afternoon.
That's right.
I'm just amazed at how fast the eggs sell.
Yeah, they're selling pretty quick. I tell you what else I've been amazed about.
Honey.
The honey sales have really jumped up here recently. I mean, it's not like the egg sales by all means, but the honey out there is doing quite well.
Well, I mean, you drive right by and you pick up your local honey, so why not?
Like a little mini grocery store.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I've seen several people on here this morning saying they got their candle and absolutely love it.
Good deal.
Mr. Ryan, the roaster, who's crushing it on YouTube and Facebook right now.
Yeah, I sent him a text the other morning. I said, I see you're doing pretty well on your, YouTube channel, whatever. I said, but please don't stop making coffee. And he thought that was kind of comical.
He thought it was funny. And but he wanted me to ask because he's getting some feedback, and I think he's on the fence about it, and that is melts versus candles.
Well, could he not do both?
Well, so he can do both, but he's wanting to know, is it worth
investment
in doing the melt? So if that's something you guys are interested in, email Ryan and let him know.
Oh my goodness, Ryan better get ready.
His email address is on our website. Where's that at, Brooke?
www.coghillfarm.com.
And it's in the contact section of the of our website. So if you would like the melts and that's something that you guys are interested in, Ryan said he is willing to do it. So y'all let him know. There's a lot of people on here now.
Yes,
I think Ryan may be even on
melts,
here.
Melts. I prefer melts.
Yeah, people are liking the melts.
Oh my goodness.
So I'll let him know what you guys are saying. And if you have time to email him, let him know.
Yep.
For sure.
Because that may be a decision making in another product.
Absolutely. Speaking of emails, I want to make a humongous apology. We just figured out that we had a technical glitch in our email and ordering system from Shopify that we use that kind of works our shop. When you order something, you get a confirmation email saying that you ordered the candle or whatnot or whatever, honey or coffee. And some people have been replying back to that email. And so when they replied back to that email, it went to a different location that we had no idea that existed. So there was several emails in there that that people had questions about the order, or they messed up and they meant to order two and they only ordered one. But anyways,
that email went somewhere where it could not be checked.
we didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know it. Anyways, it was a technical glitch. We got it fixed. So I want to make a huge apology to anybody that hit reply on that email and had a question about your order and it did not get answered. We got it fixed now. We got somebody monitoring. Matter of fact, Jacqueline is monitoring that email now. So if you do have a question about an order and you hit reply, it will get answered. But what we would like for you guys to do, and this is what most people have been doing. If you go to the website, if you look, it says, you can go to the contact me section. You see Ryan's email address there and the Nectar Ninjas email there. So you can go straight to them. But if you do hit reply to the order email, Jacqueline will see it and then she will get it to whoever it needs to go to.
Yeah.
Either the honey or the coffee or the candles.
So ideally, don't hit reply on your order. If you would like to contact them, do so through the contact us.
Right. And so once we realized this, we tried to put Ryan's email address and Rachel and Roy's email address in your order confirmation email, but Spotify picks it up at spam and we can't do that. Matter of fact, they said that they would close our account down if we did that. So we got in a little trouble for that, but
not a good threat.
But I just wanted to apologize to anybody out there that had a question about an order and it didn't get answered because of that mishap that we didn't know
it wasn't. So. It definitely wasn't being ignored.
No, not at all. Because if you email us about an order, we usually are on it. If you got a mistake or anything, if it comes to me personally, I answer it ASAP and I send it whoever it needs to go to. So, anyways, just. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. Can't go back and change it now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can't go back and change it now.
That's right.
I saw some questions about purple martins.
Yes.
And y'all, we have purple martins. I have not been able to catch them on camera.
They're so fast.
They're so fast.
Yeah.
And then the times that they are active are weird.
Yeah.
It's not like I can say, hey, it's 8:00 and the birds should be flying around. You'll see them being very active and then they're gone. I mean, not gone for good, but gone on their insect hunt or whatever they do. But we do have purple martins. We're not sure how many.
We've confirmed 4, so I'm guess 2 pair.
Yeah. And they've definitely made their home back there.
They don't like the bluebirds.
They don't like the bluebirds. They have some little confrontations between the two of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad to see them having their fights.
You can hear them more than you can see them.
But they are here.
Yep.
They are here.
Yep.
Now, if I can catch them on camera, I'll be glad to do so. But their sounds are just amazing.
It's super fast. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
And they fly super fast too. So we're thankful that they found our house as quick as they did. And if those two reproduce here, those 2 pair, then of course their young will come back here after their flight overseas next year. And before you know it, we'll have to have another house. Right?
Oh, me.
I mean, what's going to happen is they're going to go knock on the door and say, hey, Mom and Daddy, can I come sleep with you tonight?
And
they'll be like, no, you're grown. You go get your own house.
We need another apartment.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, goodness.
Speaking of that, let me tell y'all something that was utterly cool. So I don't know where I was, but I came in the house and asked Jason where Mary Carl was. He said, I don't know where she is. Something about a baby woodpecker.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, a baby woodpecker? He said, yeah. I said, did she find one? He said, I don't know. All I know is she came in here looking for you, talking about a baby woodpecker. I said, oh my gosh. Reckon one, I mean, my first thoughts are one had fallen out of a nest and she was trying to help it. So I find her. I eventually find her. Mama, come. Down at the edge of the wood line, in the area of the old barn, y'all, she kept hearing a bird. And she's got her eBird or whatever Merlin bird identification.
Yes.
That she can mash a thing and it records the bird that's singing and it'll tell you what that bird is. Well, it wouldn't pick up this sound and she couldn't figure out what in the world it was. And so she stood there. And finally, she found out where it was coming from. There was a pine tree that was dead, and in the top of it was a hole. So there was a baby woodpecker in that hole, and that's what was making the sound. And that Merlin bird identification does not pick up juvenile birds. So that's why I couldn't understand what that bird was. Let me see if I can find the picture that she took. Y'all, it is the coolest thing in the world. I sent it to Catherine, and Catherine said, look, she said, I am X amount of years old, and I have never seen anything that cool in my life. Yeah, it was cool.
And while you're looking for that, I see a lot of people saying that aren't the purple martins going to eat all the bees. No. We've done a ton of research on purple martin bees. They are
purple martin bees.
Purple martin and bees. We're not worried about it in the least whatsoever. All birds pretty much eat insects, and we got tons of birds around here. Y'all can probably hear them in our videos. Birds galore. So the bluebirds love insects. It's just part of the cycle, part of nature. But from what we've read and researched and people we've talked to, they do not eat enough bees to hurt us whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, they don't prefer bees over other certain insects. So we're not worried about the bees at all.
I know I sent it to Catherine and
you can't find it?
No, I can't find it. Y'all, it was the cutest thing in the world. It looked green looking.
Way too far now.
You think?
Yes.
I'm probably just missing it.
You're like 2 months ago. You probably are just missing it.
I probably am.
It looked green, which was weird.
It looked green.
Yeah.
It was not green, but it was a what was the kind? Oh, there it is. Look.
I see it.
Okay, this is a picture through Mary Carl's camera. So it's
I can't remember what kind it was. A downy?
No, it wasn't a pileated.
Pileated.
But this is the baby.
Pileated. How do you say it?
Sticking its head out of the tree. Y'all see it looks kind of green looking. But this baby was about ready to fledge, and it was wanting its mama to come feed it. It was the coolest thing. It was
pretty cool.
It was really cool.
Really,
it didn't
cool.
stay too much longer after that. But the opportunity to see that baby was awesome. Awesome.
Very, very, very cool.
It was. It made me, after I saw that, I was like, Carl, I do not know how you saw that.
I don't either. I was fixing to say the same thing. I have no idea how she saw that.
I don't know
how
that
was
she
up
saw
in
it.
a tree. And
but
phew.
After that, Jason and I have been working on the fence. We've been in a pine thicket, and I have found myself just gazing, trying to see if I see a woodpecker baby. Yeah, she wouldn't be happy with that because that was just a phone picture taken through her camera lens.
Yeah.
So not good quality there, but the other day when we went into the pine thicket, there was a turkey hen.
Yep.
And the turkey hen flew. Yesterday when we came back from bringing the lawnmower home, I almost ran over a turkey baby.
Really?
Its mama and the baby, I only saw one baby, I'm sure it was more, was right on the edge of the road.
Oh, no.
And I was going, no, as I was driving, pulling that 20-foot trailer.
It's hard to slam on brakes.
Car coming this way. And that baby, he just did a turnaround right there in the road and went back into the woods.
Whew.
So I was thankful I didn't hit him.
Thank goodness.
Thankful I didn't hit him.
So I was on a group text with Ryan the Roaster
Mm-hmm.
and Mike Key,
Mm-hmm.
and the text just kind of go all over the place. And I was in the back watering the roses that we got off the roadside in the greenhouse back there. And, some fishing came up or something like that, and a light bulb went off.
Mm-hmm.
And, Mike Key, he must be fishing this morning because I hadn't seen him on here. But he's big. He loves fishing. Just loves fishing and fishes these tournaments, and he does well in them. And
He catches some big fish.
catches some big fish, and a light bulb went off.
There he is.
There he is. And I said, Mike, I said, now, I'm going to throw an idea out there to you. I said, but it's what I'm fixing to tell you is probably going to cause you to lose the tournament. And that is, what if you took me on one of your tournaments and I videoed it and made a video about it and let you guys watch me and Mike Key fish a bass tournament.
And you be his partner.
And I'll be his partner.
Uh-huh.
And I was kind of, like this. I was like, I don't know what he's gonna say back. Cause listen, I fished, almost everybody, growing up.
You fish with a Zebco 33.
Yeah, I'm not no professional. You know what I mean? I'm not no big professional. Cane pole, Zebco 33, ultralight, little Zebco ultralight. That's just kind of what I've always fished with. I'm not gonna go out there and probably win this tournament.
Well, here's what I told Jason. I said, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Is y'all are going to go fish in this tournament. You're not going to know what you're doing. You're going to have a worm that was popular back in 1980, and you're going to catch a 12-pound bass. Oh, goodness.
So Mike came back and said, absolutely. We're going to do it. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but me and Mike Key going to fish a bass tournament.
Fish a bass tournament.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
We'll see how it goes.
Just leave it right there. We'll see how it goes.
I wonder if they allow, I guess, you can take whatever you want. I guess so if I wanted to bring my cane pole, I could. I can't use live bait, though. I know that's against the rules.
Well, I know you can't take your dog, and I'm going to have to babysit her that day.
Oh, man. And speaking of cane poles, I remember, so my nanny's sister, we called her sister, loved to fish. Y'all, she would fish from sun up to sundown, okay? Loved to fish. And she fished with a cane pole. She loved to fish brim. She was a brim and crappie, or she called them crappie. I don't know where that comes from, but it seemed like the older generation called them crappie, and then we called them crappie. But I don't kind of like pecan and pecan. I don't know where that line is, but she called them crappie. And y'all, she would fish all day long, all day. I'm talking all day. And I won't ever forget, she always had a cane pole, but then they came out with these telescopic cane poles. They were black. And I know they probably still make them. And they're like this short. Your regular cane pole, if you go cut one, let it dry out. That's what she always used. Go cut her own.
Well,
dry
how do
it
you
out.
call that a cane pole if it's
huge?
fake?
Well, I don't know what you would call it then, but you could, that, and you could telescope it. Man, she loved that thing. Telescope it out, put her line on the end of it. And if I'm not mistaken, unless the rules have changed here in Alabama, you don't have to have a license to fish with a cane pole.
Don't tell people that, because they'll be wanting us to pay their fishing fine for fishing with a cane pole with no license.
I bet Mike will know. But that used to be, that's how come you could always see, just, you see a lot of people fishing on the bank of the Alabama River with a cane pole.
Because you didn't have to have a license.
You didn't have to have a license.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Jason didn't say you don't have to have a license. Y'all remember that.
You know what though? And the whole hunting and fishing license thing, that just don't. To me, that ought to be a right.
Yeah. It's
But the fact that you got to pay hundreds of dollars to go fishing,
well,
I don't know.
a fishing license is like $13.
But if you had a hunting and fishing license,
I think it's like 50.
no, they're up there, I believe.
A lifetime one would be.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy.
Michael said you just got to be able to run real fast.
Oh, or you got to have a real fast boat, right?
Oh,
The boat's got to be able to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. When I think about the whole license things, it burns me up sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't make
makes zero sense.
But there's a lot of things in the law that doesn't make sense, and we can't do anything about it.
That's true. That's true. I wonder if I put fish in my pond out here, pond, do I have to buy a fishing license to fish out of my pond?
I think if it's on your own property, you don't, but I may be wrong about that.
Who knows?
I'm not. Catherine knows. Catherine would know.
Catherine would know.
And I just saw her make a comment. So, Catherine,
no,
you don't have to have a fishing license on your own property.
Not yet.
Not yet. 2025.
They ain't thought of that yet.
No, they haven't.
They ain't thought of that yet.
What about hunting on your own property? Do you have to have a license? You can fish in it went too fast.
Do you have to have a hunting license to hunt on your own land?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's what'd she say? Hunting license for your land?
So I guess you got to have a hunting license. No, you don't have to have a hunting license to hunt on your own land either.
Huh.
This is Alabama now. Each state's different now.
Catherine will pay your ticket if you. I'm just kidding.
But I'm excited.
You were excited.
I'm excited, but I haven't been fishing in a minute. I may have to go buy me a new zip code 30. Did they even make the zip code 33 anymore?
Yeah, but I know one thing you do have to do.
What?
Renew your fishing license.
Oh yeah, I had to renew my fishing license.
And we can do it online.
Oh really?
Yes. Once you do it, you can do it online.
Okay.
A good friend Catherine, she informed me of that. But you can do it easily. Remember we went to Walmart and got a license and it took forever? Remember?
Yeah, it did take forever.
It took forever, but now all we got to do is to renew it. So, well, the deal is that if Jason doesn't win the tournament, then I go on the next.
There you go.
Tournament.
That'll work.
Right, Michael? Jason and I had a lot of experience fishing in private, pond that we were a member of back in our 20s. That was our Saturday enjoyment. We would go to this pond that we were a member of, and I was bound and determined I was going to outfish him every time. And it went both ways. We went
both ways.
It went both ways, but we had
fun.
Lots. This was pre-Mary Carl,
Oh yeah, this was
pre-farming. You don't have an empty Saturday now, but really back then, that was our enjoyment. We looked forward to it, and
had us a little old boat that we fixed up.
We did. Do you remember getting stuck?
I remember getting stuck.
Jason had a 2-wheel drive truck, and we tried to back that boat in, and we got stuck. Imagine that.
Got stuck. Luckily, there was somebody there to pull us out.
Mm-hmm. We love to fish, and I think one day that time's going to come back around.
I think so.
You didn't seem too confident.
I was reading a comment.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
One day, time will slow down again.
Well, we're going to stock this pond, too.
Well, yeah, but that still isn't like going to the river.
No, it's not. It's not. We really went big river fishing.
No, we were pond.
It was pond. And the place we were a member of, it had I don't know how many ponds was in that place.
It was a bunch of different ponds. And,
all different sizes.
The bad thing was it was about 30 minutes from our house. So we had to kind of load up and be prepared when we were Dee Dee's over here licking. So if y'all hear something, it's not me.
Yeah, it's not us
It's,
smacking.
it's not us smacking. It's my dog, my old lady over here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, lots of fun times fishing.
Fishing, yep. I say zip code 33. I got some bait casters. I'm playing it like that. I don't have a bait caster, but I prefer the zip code 33, honestly. Especially nowadays, as you're getting older. I mean, I just like just sitting there and just working that little worm, or a cork. There's nothing like a cork, but you can't cork fish with live bait in a tournament. You
With live bait.
No, you can't use live bait in a fishing tournament.
Oh, really?
No, girl, that's cheating.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You gotta use artificial bait.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll get my pumpkin seed worms out.
Yeah.
And
that was a popular one when we were
pumpkin seed and chartreuse.
Back when we did our fishing times.
I'm coming, Mike.
Coming.
I'm coming.
Well, y'all, we had Rachel and Roy over here this week, and they did some splits on the hives.
Actually, I meant to tell you.
Did she tell you about them?
Well, I asked about the bees and how they were doing. And basically, so I'm going to get into this week in more detail, but they harvested honey once already.
Right.
And got 150 pounds of honey.
From the hives out
our
there.
Hives.
Yeah.
Basically, same thing.
They didn't harvest honey, though.
Yes. She said it was slap full.
Are you serious?
Yes. Slap full of honey.
So they took the supers with them.
She didn't get into all that, but basically it was slap full of honey again.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, our bees are doing great. They love it here.
The bees are rocking and rolling. Y'all, I cut grass over there yesterday because I got my lawnmower back. And those bees were so active that I said, I ain't getting close to y'all. Don't worry about it. I ain't getting too close to y'all. But I could see how
busy they were.
Yeah. Busy bees. Busy bees.
Busy bees.
So they oh my gosh. And that was just, it seemed like yesterday when they just harvested honey.
So the reason why I haven't mentioned honey yet and the harvesting and stuff, because everything was planned. I was going to film it and show everything was going on. And that's when Granddaddy passed away.
Right.
All that happened right when Granddaddy passed away. So it was just kind of a, just that situation. But they came yesterday, talked to them. And so, yeah. So it's been not very long at all, just a few weeks.
It's not been very long.
Yeah.
Not been very long.
Correct.
So they were so impressed with the number of bees that were in the hives and how well they were doing that they did splits.
Yes.
And what that means is that they made another hive out of all of our hives. Some of them they made two.
Yeah.
Some of them they made two hives out of it. But so when Rachel starts talking bees, she talks in a way where you can understand it.
She does.
But yet there are parts of it that you just don't get.
Right.
Like she started telling me that she pulled 240 queen cells from the petals bees. Now, that doesn't mean she pulled that many queens. That means cells. So, my mind is going, I'm like, how could there be that many? And I'm like, well, what do you do with them? Why do you pull the cells? And she said, well, we hatch them because there's a lot of times when there's a weak queen or a hive needs to be requeened, or, there's lots of uses for queens.
Yeah. So
you hatch them.
Yes.
How do you hatch a queen? You put them in an incubator, like a chicken incubator.
Isn't that crazy?
Y'all, my mind starts thinking
a bee incubator.
Well, it's like a chicken incubator.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
It is.
It is a chicken incubator.
It's like a regular old herbivore.
Yeah. Hover-baiter.
Hover-baiter.
Hoverboard. Oh, y'all. He trusts that. Like he knows what he's talking about. Oh, where'd it go, Jason?
Click on it first before you turn your phone sideways.
Oh.
Mm-mm. Do it again.
I'm not technologically advanced, y'all. Y'all check that out. Those
So,
are queen cells.
in an incubator. And look how many it is.
She sent me this because I was so amazed.
Yes.
And I still am. I mean, I'm looking at this. She says, here are some of those queen cells. I'm kindling them the same way you would a chicken egg.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't.
Yeah.
It's mind boggling.
Yep.
It is mind boggling. But this is their passion. This is what they love. And I'm just going to continue to have my mouth wide open because I can't visualize it.
Yeah.
I can't understand it. I can't understand it. But I would love to get more in depth with her and her explain it to you guys so we can all understand it.
Yes.
So we can all be more 240 queen cells.
So I got a question that just popped in my head.
What's that?
What's she do when they start hatching?
Well, I asked her that.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember. I did ask her that, but I'm telling y'all, it was so much information that I could not contain it all. I mean, when she starts talking about she pulled 240 queen cells, that in itself was too much information for me to understand. And then she says she puts them in a chicken incubator and hatches them and candles them like a chicken egg. I don't get it. I don't know.
I was looking. She has a YouTube channel, and she's really, really good.
She's really good at explaining things.
And I cannot remember the name.
Y'all
of
be
it.
good. That's it.
Is that it?
Yeah. Because I remember she said we say y'all be good, and she wanted to make sure it didn't step on our toes.
That's it. Y'all be kind.
Y'all be kind. Okay.
Y'all and B-E-E kind. And
Is it Y-A-apostrophe-L-L?
No.
Y-A-L-L.
Y-A-L-L. And so she was doing them, but she got really, 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 really busy. So she hadn't done one in a minute. But y'all go check her channel out if you're curious about bees.
I see Zoe posted it. Or
Okay,
could
good.
Be Nick.
Okay.
Can you pin that?
If it stays there, it's so fast. Hang on. How do I do it?
Show?
Yeah. Here we go. I almost put them in timeout.
Oh my goodness, don't do that.
But she's really good at making videos. She really is. Her personality is really, really great. I mean, we got Ryan's personality is just amazing, and Rachel's personality is amazing. They're just so bubbly.
They are, and so knowledgeable. I'm
Yeah.
telling y'all, it knocks my socks off. I mean, every time I'm around them, I just feel like when they leave, I'm just like, I can't. My brain can't. I don't know. I wish I could be more. We did get bee suits.
We did get bee suits.
We got bee suits.
Yes.
Jason and I both have a suit, and we had too much going on the day they came to do the splits.
Yes.
To film. But
we actually left them here.
We did.
Had to get stuff we had to go do.
We had to go, and they were okay with that. But our plan is to be more. What is it?
I'm hand singling my buddy.
Oh, Lester. Okay. Oh, he likes your hat. Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know what I was talking about.
I messed you up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You're talking about Rachel.
Our plan is to be more hands-on
with the bees.
Yes. So y'all can learn with us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm interested in it. Maybe not all of y'all are interested in it, but I'm just amazed. And Rachel's a great teacher.
Oh gosh, she's so good.
So y'all go.
If y'all go to her YouTube channel and watch her videos, y'all know exactly what we're talking about.
I'm telling
Her
you.
personality just shines through, and she's always just so happy and bubbly. To me, that is her. Just she's bubbly.
So y'all listen to this. She told me that she was on her way out the door that morning, the morning that she was going to come do our split.
Yeah.
And she drinks her coffee in a mason jar, glass jar.
Yeah.
And she said it was just one of those cups that was just perfect. She had everything together. She had all her gear in her arms, and she went to cut the light switch off. And when she did, she dropped her coffee. So her mason jar shattered everywhere. Well, she said that she then decided she was going to get some coffee from McDonald's. And she did, and it was terrible. So she then went to the Dollar General and got some kind of espresso or something and added it to that McDonald's coffee, trying to make it to where she could drink it, because she said, I got to have my coffee. Well, her daddy had already told her, Rachel, before you take off to go to Brooke and Jason's, fill that truck up with gas because it's really low. I'm thinking that the fuel gauge doesn't work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but regardless, he told her to fill the truck up with gas. She said, okay. So she left their shop, which is on one side of town. She got no further than a mile and a half and ran out of gas. She said she looked at it and she thought, I can make it. She was going to come all the way to our place, is my understanding, on that gas that was left. But she made it no further than a mile and a half and had to call her daddy to come and help her. So her day did not really go well.
Well, she called me because she told me she was coming that day. And she said, I'm not coming today. I'm running a little behind because she had to go to Pedals and then Catherine's. So she went to Pedals and Catherine's. And then she was going to come here, but we wasn't going to have enough time because they were going to do splits. And she said, so Dad proceeds to tell me that I need to put gas in the truck. And I said to myself that I'm going the short route to Jason and Pedals and Catherine. So I'll be just fine. And I didn't make it. I ran out of gas.
When Jason told me that, I said, oh my goodness, do I need to go help her? And so I'm thinking that she's probably like close to Pedals.
Yeah.
You know, no, she made it a mile and a half from their shop. That's not very far. So her daddy went and rescued her. Thank goodness.
Man. Thank goodness.
But y'all, I mean, I wouldn't want to see her mad because she's one of those people that never gets mad.
Yeah.
So if she did get mad, it would probably be.
It'd probably be funny to.
Well, it would be, but I'm just saying those kind of people that never get mad, when they do, it's got to all come out.
Oh, it's got to all come out.
It's got to all come out.
Yeah.
But she is such a just happy-go-lucky person.
So happy-go-lucky.
I've never seen anybody like it.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
Yep.
Nothing is bad.
Nothing.
Even if it's bad, it's not bad.
She doesn't act like it.
No. and I think it's part of doing what she loves.
Yeah, I think so too. You can tell, and y'all probably seen her, and y'all seen her dad, Mr. Roy, get the bees with his bare hands. They're just so passionate when it comes to bees.
Well, she has a college degree and went to school for something that she ended up not loving.
Yeah. She
worked in a very good job, was earning very good pay, and wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it makes you smile to see somebody back in their element and doing what they want to be doing.
Yep.
Being a long way from home. She was living in Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Portland, I think.
Portland, Oregon. That's a long way from Alabama.
Long way.
So she made her way back here, and we're happy to have her.
Yeah.
So happy to have her.
Everybody, we got a great team.
We do.
We really got a great team.
We do. But she's willing to teach, so we're going to get those suits on. It really probably needs to cool off some before we get in our suits. They're used to being in it. But y'all, I mean, it don't bother them. No. I guess it's because it's what they do every day.
Yeah, they do it every day.
Every day. every day.
from sun up to sundown, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Woo. Me.
well, it's Father's Day weekend. Tomorrow is Father's Day. So probably not a lot of dads on here, but everybody at some point had a daddy
That's right.
and or husband, maybe. So happy Father's Day to all of
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. We are actually going to go over to the Shakespeare Festival
Yes.
tomorrow.
Gonna see Zelda in the backyard.
Zelda in the backyard.
Mhm.
So that'll be, I bet that's why there were so many tickets sold.
I bet so. I didn't think about that. I mean, it was pretty much almost sold out.
Almost sold out. And
I was able to get us 3 tickets.
so we're excited to be able to
Yep.
go over to the play tomorrow. We got to get our work done today.
Mm-hmm.
Take a couple of hours off tomorrow afternoon and sit in the air conditioner.
Yes.
Yes.
Get us a day off.
Well, it won't be the whole day. It'll
No.
just be part of a day.
But
we enjoyed that so much when we went last time. Mary Carl did too. So
she did. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good thing. And we'll report to y'all on Tuesday. Let y'all know how we like the play.
Yes.
It only runs to the end of June, I think.
Yes, this month only.
So we gotta make hay. We gotta make it happen
Mm-hmm.
while we can.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's as good as any, right?
That's right. And that reminded me, talking about fathers and the grandfathers too. And in the last video, I talked about how, and a lot of people responded to it, how as a kid, I remember a farmer coming around to the electrical business, because Dad and Granddaddy owned the electrical business, and come around, and it seemed like every year they would buy just bushels, like 2 bushels of peas. And you just probably don't see that anymore.
No, I remember it too. I don't
come to the funeral home.
I don't know. I just remembered farmers going around and selling produce.
And we'd get them home, and then we'd pour them on the floor, because you don't want them to start heating up,
right?
Because they could start heating up in the bag. So we get them and pour them on the floor, and then we start shelling peas. And then people said they did the same thing with corn, and I remember shucking corn with Nanny. On her, it was her side porch that we shuck corn with Nanny. And but it would be it'd be me and my cousins and aunts.
Everybody shelling peas and shucking
corn. And that's I just love that.
I remember it must have been when my Mima was alive, because the man that she was married to had the auto mechanic shop.
Yeah.
And I think that he probably bought them, because I can remember them being at her house. The peas in the big baskets. Big
baskets, or the bags. And
I remember baskets.
You remember the baskets?
Yeah.
And then of course you would just, we would throw them all out. And then those, I can't remember how many bushels we bought. I just don't remember. I can't remember that, but I just remember doing it. And of course,
you probably didn't know what a bushel was.
I didn't know it. I'd hear them say bushel, but I didn't know what that meant.
Right.
But then we would can them, or freeze them, and that would be all year just about.
Right. And memories.
I
don't know when the time cut off for those produce trucks to go around. It seemed like it was always a little truck with a
camper shell.
Well,
on the
no,
back.
Not a camper shell, like a homemade thing with 4 posts and a little top on it.
Yep.
I don't know how to explain it, but you don't see that anymore. And we see a lot of peaches being transported on trucks around here, pickup trucks that have been modified with shells and such.
Yeah.
They said this is going to be one of the biggest peach crops in many, many years.
Yeah, and I think fruits in general here in our area is blown up, because I saw the other day where Petals had so many blackberries that they were had buy 2 get 1 free.
Really?
Yeah, the I don't know what size they sell.
Yeah,
the little basket, but yeah, we can. Our blackberries, goodness gracious, y'all.
We got them. we got them, and they have rows and rows and rows. So I can imagine.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's been a good year, and it's definitely been a good year for bees. So honey is abundant, and maybe that's why. Maybe bees are doing a better job at pollinating.
Well, it has something to do with the harsh winters we've had.
Right.
And I say harsh. We've had mild winters, but we've had like days that were crazy cold. And then, of course, last year was the worst.
Don't they call that a blackberry winter?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe I just made that up.
Maybe you maybe just made that up.
Oh, goodness. Well, Jason, we got work to do before it gets so brutal hot that we can't stand it. And y'all, I tell you, I'll have a video out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get this project that we've been working on for 2023, 2024 completed here soon. So, y'all, is your coffee gone? I got one sip left.
That's about what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is gone. And we hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Some of our fathers aren't with us anymore, but they're still with us in spirit. And then I got a wonderful man right here that I wouldn't trade for anything in the whole wide world. Love him to pieces. And I think most of y'all do too.
Oh my goodness.
So happy Father's Day to all the men out there. And
y'all be good.